Hi, everyone. Let's start with segmenting words into phonemes or sounds. Our example is go. I'll say the word, you repeat the word, and then we're going to chop it into each individual sound. Go.
Go.
G-o. Great. Well.
Well.
W-e-l. Nose.
Nose.
N-o-s. Feet.
Feet.
Eat. Huge.
Huge.
Huge. Mill.
Mill.
M-I-l. Name.
Name.
N-a-m. Him.
Him.
I-m. Great. Now I'm going to say a part and then we're going to add a sound to the beginning to make a word. Say or.
Or.
Add f. The new word is for. Say herb.
Herb.
Add v. Verb. Airy.
Airy.
Add ch. Cherry. Tart.
Tart.
Add s. Start. Arc.
Arc.
Add p. Park. Earn.
Earn.
Add ch. Churn. Earn.
Earn.
Add l. Learn. Great job. Now we're going to add a sound to the end. Okay, say car.
Car.
Add d at the end and the word is card. Store.
Store.
Add m to the end and the word is storm. Car.
Car.
Add t to the end and the word is cart. Pour.
Pour.
Add ch to the end and the word is porch. Sure.
Sure.
Add t to the end and the word is shirt. Her.
Her.
Add d to the end and the word is herd. Burr.
Burr.
Add th to the end and the word is birth. Great. Now we're going to blend syllables together to make a whole word. I will say a word in syllables or parts. I'm going to chop it with my hands. All you need to do is listen and say all the parts together to make the whole word. Here's our example. Butterfly. Butterfly. Family. Family. Hamburger. Hamburger. Bumblebee. Bumblebee. Subtraction. Subtraction. However. However. Library. Library. Octopus. Octopus. Dishwasher. Dishwasher. Great job. So now for our final concept, I'm going to say a word, you repeat the word, and then you are going to chop it into syllables. Here's our example. I'll say it first, then you repeat. Potato.
Potato.
Now you chop it with your hands. Potato. Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Interfere.
Interfere.
Interfere. Cucumber.
Cucumber.
Cucumber. Vehicle.
Vehicle.
Vehicle. Microwave.
Microwave.
Microwave. Gasoline.
Gasoline.
Gasoline. September.
September.
September. The last one, however.
However.
However. Great work, everyone.
Hi, Arlington community. Mrs. Kaufman here again today to work with you on high frequency words. The last time we were together, I taught you how to learn a compound word. We studied the two smaller parts in outside, out and side, and then we learned how to read and write it. Well, today I want to dig deeper into compound words. I have a whole list of compound words here. Let's see what we can learn. Sometimes, understand, somewhere, everybody, something, without, everything. I want to show you that compound words can have the same word inside it that can help you read and write other words. So outside is just like without, because they both have this out part, without, outside. So now I can read other words faster and write other words faster because I already know the word out in the compound word. Let's look at what we have left today. We have sometimes, understand, somewhere, everybody, something, everything. Did you notice what I noticed? Sometimes and somewhere are like something because they all have the littler word some, something, somewhere, and sometimes. Did you notice something else? Everybody and everything also have a similar word. They have everybody, everything. Once you find those little words in a compound word, you can start to read lots more and write lots more. Keep up the good work.
Today's phonics lesson is about vowel teams. Some vowel sounds are spelled with 2 letters. These letters form a vowel team. Often in vowel teams, the first vowel is long and the second vowel is silent. Let's take a look at a few examples. In the first word train, the A is long and the I is silent. In coat, the O is long and the A is silent. In glue, the U is long and the E is silent. When you read a word or syllable that contains a vowel team, first try the long sound. Think to yourself, does the word sound right? If it doesn't sound right, try another vowel sound. You may need to try the short vowel sound of both letters in the vowel team. Let's take a look at a few. In the first word, I see a B at the beginning, so this word will start with the sound B. Next, I see a vowel team. It's EA. I'll try the long sound of E first. Beach. That sounds like a word I know. In the next word, I see an H at the beginning. This word will start with the sound H. I see the EA vowel team again, so I'll try the long E sound. Heed. That doesn't sound right. I'll try another vowel sound. I will try short E. Head. That sounds like a word I know. In the last word, I see a blend at the beginning of the word. Burr. I'll try the long E sound first. Breek. That doesn't sound like a word I know. I'll try the short sound of E next. Breck. That doesn't sound right. Maybe I'll try the long sound of A. Break. Break sounds like a word I know. Some common vowel teams are AI, EE, EA, IE, OA, UI, and UE. Once you know one vowel team, you can use it to help you read and write new words. One last tip. Vowel teams can be found at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. Vowel teams can help us read and write words. Remember, when you see two vowels together, they can work together to form one vowel sound. Today, we're going to do some non-fiction writing. Remember, when it's time to write a true non-fiction story, you need to first think of an idea about something that happened to you. That's your topic of your story. Then you think about what happened in the beginning, what happened in the middle of your story, and what happened at the end. And then you write your words and draw your illustration. Last time we were together, I chose the topic of when my inflatable pool arrived. And I quickly sketched my illustration and wrote my words. Well, I went back and added more details to my illustrations so that you could make a better picture in your mind about what happened to me. I'm wondering if today you could help me add on to my words. Let's go back and reread. Remember, the B up here stands for, you're right, the beginning of my story. Read with me, please. Today, my pool arrived. I opened it and laid it on the ground outside. Now, if you notice, I went back and I added the sun. It was such a hot summer day. And I added the box that I pulled my inflatable pool out of. And I added a little bit of grass to show you what my backyard looks like. The sky came all the way down to the grass. And outside, I have some stone on the ground, which is what my pool is on. So I'm going to add to my words. Let's see if I can add on more details. Today, my pool arrived. I opened it. I opened it? Well, there's a box there. Maybe I could add, instead of opened it, what did I open? I opened the box. So I'm going to go back and just add on. I'm going to change some of the words. That's called revision. It's okay if you need to cross something out. This is your sloppy copy. So instead of saying it, I'm just going to put a line through it and I'm going to add a caret where I'd like a new word to go. I opened, what did I say I was going to add? The box, right? So I'm going to write above the caret, write the box. And laid it. What am I talking about? My pool, right? And I laid, I'm going to cross that out, put a caret, the pool on the ground outside. I laid the pool down very carefully because I didn't want to break it and put a hole in the plastic. I think that might be important to add too. Where might I put the word carefully? Let's go back and reread. Today, my pool arrived. I opened the box and laid the pool on the ground outside. Maybe I could put carefully after the I because that was how I opened the box. I'm going to put another caret here. I carefully opened the box and laid the pool on the ground outside. Well, how did I lay the pool down? Remember, it had not been inflated yet. There was no air in the pool. I laid it flat on the ground. I think that's important because it doesn't really look like a pool at this point, does it? So let me go back and add that description. On the ground, I laid the pool, I think here, flat
flat on the ground outside. Now that tells a little bit more about the beginning of my story. Now it's time to look at the middle of my nonfiction writing. Let's reread what we wrote last time. Next, I inflated my pool with the pump. First, I pumped up the bottom layer, then the middle, and last the top. Here I chose to draw a line down the middle of my illustration to show the steps I took in blowing up my inflatable pool. On the left, I show the flat pool before it's been inflated, when it was deflated or uninflated and flat. And on the right side, I zoomed in and I tried my best to show what the pool looked like once it had been pumped with air. So let's see what details I can add to my words after looking a little closer at the illustrations. You can still see that the sun is out and it was a hot day. It was a perfect pool day. Next, I inflated my pool with the pump. I could talk about the fact that it's a battery-operated pump. I don't see a cord. I could add that. That might be interesting to some readers. I can talk about the valves on the pool and the nozzle on the pump and how the nozzle has to connect perfectly with the valves. And then you need to turn the pump on to fill each of the sections with air. That might be interesting. I could also talk about how once my pool was pumped up, it became 3D and it could then hold water. All of those might be interesting things for my reader to hear and see. Let's go and add, I like explaining a little bit more of how the pump pumped up the pool. So let's add what kind of pump it was first of all. So what kind of pump did I say it was? It was a battery-operated pump. So I'm going to go back here. Next, I inflated my pool with the, I could say, battery-operated pump. Let's put a caret in there and write battery-operated. And again, it's describing the pump. It was not plugged in. It was not electric. Next, I inflated my pool with the battery-operated pump. First, maybe I should say I turned the pump on. What do you think? First, let's put a caret in there. I turned it on. We know we're already talking about the pump. I turned it on and I pumped up the bottom layer, then the middle, and last the top until, what happened? Until it became 3D and the plastic was tight. Let's just cross out that period there. So I pumped it up, then the middle, last the top until the plastic was tight. The plastic was tight. And it looked, I won't say it, let's cross it out. The pool looked 3D. It wasn't flat any longer. How do I stop my voice? You're right, period. And this is my ending. Let's reread. Last, I pulled my hose up to the pool and turned it on. Look at my illustration. Cold water splashed into my brand new pool all of a sudden. Suddenly, let's add that. Suddenly, cold water, it was very cold, cold water, but it felt good on this hot day, splashed. That was the sound it made, an onomatopoeia sound word, splashed into my brand new pool. Now it's time for you to start writing. You may start a new piece, or you may add on to a piece you've already started and add details.
Hi, second and third graders. This is Ms. Hutchison. I hope you're having a great summer so far. I had my birthday at the beginning of summer break, and one of my friends gave me some caramels. I love caramels. They gave me 2 packs of 10, so 20 in all, and they were so delicious. I ate most of a pack right away, and before I could even stop myself. And then I was wondering to myself, how many caramels did I eat so quickly? So we're going to do some math today to try and figure that out. For our number sense activity today, we're going to play a game called About Where Is It? In this game, we would look at some number lines, since we're going to use number lines later to subtract. Here's an open number line going from 0 to we're not sure where. We're going to assume that the arrow is pointing to 20. About where is 10? How do you know? I know that 10 is halfway between 0 and 20, so I'm going to guess that 10 is about here. This would be 10 numbers, and here would be another 10 numbers. 10 plus 10 is 20. Next, about where is 22? I know 22 is greater than 20, so it will be somewhere over here. Will it be close to 20 or far from 20? I know that a chunk of the number line that's this big has 10 numbers in it. So I'm going to guess another 10 numbers would be there. And 2 is way less than 10. So I'm going to guess that 22 is close to 20, maybe about here, because 22 is only 2 more than 20. Now, about where is 45? 45 is a lot bigger than 20. I know 20 plus 20 is 40. And then I still need 5 more to get to 45. 20 is this big. So another 20 would probably be about to here, and that would be 40. So I would guess that 45 is a little bit past that, way at the end of the number line here. Now it's your turn, but this time the arrow isn't pointing to 20, it's pointing to 50. If the arrow is pointing to 50, about where is 5? About where is 55? About where is 105? Make sure you can justify or explain why you think the numbers are where they are. You can play About Where Is It anytime. You can draw your own number line, or you can play with things in real life, like squares on a sidewalk or a trip you might be taking on your bike. Try to think about how close together and far apart things are as you go through your week. All right, let's look back at these caramels. We're going to look at some subtraction strategies to figure out how we can find how many caramels I already ate. First of all, how do we even know that we're trying to subtract? Well, let's make our situation into a story problem. I have 20 caramels. I ate some of them. Now I have 13 left. How many caramels did I eat? Let's make an equation to match our story problem. I have 20 caramels. That's our starting number. I ate some of them. If I ate them, they went away. So I'm going to subtract. I ate some of them. I don't know how many, so I'll put a question mark. Now I have 13 left. Now there are 13. 20 minus something equals 13. Let's read the question and make sure it matches our equation. How many caramels did I eat? Well, what we don't know is the amount eaten, so our equation matches. I can use a fact family to make this easier to solve. 20 minus something equals 13 is in the same family as 20 minus 13 equals something. So I can take 13 away and figure out how many are left to figure out how many caramels I ate. So we proved that this is a subtraction problem with our story problem. But subtraction can be really tricky. So here's a secret. My favorite way to subtract is to use addition. I can keep going with my fact family. And instead of subtracting, I can make an addition problem. 13 plus something is 20. Here's my 13 plus some more gives me my total of 20. So to solve this subtraction problem, all I have to do is count. I have 13 to start, 10 at the top, 11, 12, 13. I'll keep counting on and matching with the top to make sure I end up with 20. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now I just have to count and see how many caramels was that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 13 plus 7 equals 20, which means I can put that 7 in the rest of my fact family. 20 minus 13 is 7, and 20 minus 7 is 13. I have 20 caramels. I ate some of them. Now I have 13 left. How many caramels did I eat? I ate 7 caramels. This subtraction strategy is called counting on because we started with the number we had left and counted on to get the total. Let's try counting on with some bigger numbers. Let's say I want to solve 27 minus 19. To use the counting on strategy, I'll start with 19 and count on until I get to 27. One easy way to count on is to use your fingers. We'll start at 19 and count 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I counted on with 8 fingers, so I know 27 minus 19 is 8. Let's try another. 42 minus 26 equals something. I don't think I have enough fingers. So let's use another strategy. We'll count on with a number line. Just like before, we'll start at 26 and we want to count on until we get to 42. We could count by ones, but that would take a long time. So let's use tens and ones instead. First, I'll make a jump of 10. 26 plus 10 is 36. Now I can count on by ones until I get to 42. 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. My difference is the number of jumps I made. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 42 minus 26 is 16. This number line strategy works even with really big numbers. Let's try 472 minus 168. Watch how I use a number line to make jumps to count on. I'll start at 168 and count on until I get to 472. First, I'll make big jumps of 100. 168, 268, 368, 468. Now I'm really close to 472, and I can count on by ones. There's no room for tens here. 469, 470, 471, 472. My difference is 100, 200, 300, 301, 302, 303, 304. 472 minus 168 equals 304. Get a piece of paper and a pencil and try using the counting on strategy to solve these problems. 51 minus 23 and 214 minus 185. I'm about to tell you the answers, so if you haven't solved yet, pause the video and solve the problems. 51 minus 23 is 28, and 214 minus 185 is 29. After watching this video, you should be able to solve subtraction problems using the counting on strategy. Let's reflect on our learning today. We learned one way to subtract. That subtraction strategy was counting on. We practiced counting on with our fingers and with a number line for bigger numbers. You've learned lots of other subtraction strategies. What is your favorite subtraction strategy? Here are some ideas of strategies you may have learned before. Is your favorite subtraction strategy using blocks? Maybe your favorite strategy is drawing with 10 sticks and ones. Maybe your favorite strategy is ungrouping with a vertical equation. Maybe you like using expanded form. Maybe you have your own strategy that you like. Or maybe you like using lots of different strategies depending on the equation. Whatever subtraction strategy you like best is great as long as it works for you and you can understand and explain how it works. Try asking your parents and family members what their favorite subtraction strategy is. I bet a lot of them will say the vertical equation strategy because when they were in school, most of them only learned that one strategy. But you can teach your family lots and lots of ways to subtract. Try explaining your favorite subtraction strategy to someone in your family today. Hi, parents and families. I hope you enjoyed watching our subtraction video today. Today, our family math tip is to support your students' invented strategies. We know that math looks a little bit different than it did when you were in school. But our biggest goal is for your students to be able to understand what they're doing to the numbers that they're working with. It can be tempting to try and teach your student a more efficient strategy, but those strategies will come, and if we teach them too fast, your student might lose track of the meaning that they've been making so far. The most important thing you can do is talk about math with your kids. Have fun!
Hi,
I'm Erin San, a teacher and a mindfulness coach. And what that means is I help people just like you use all of their senses to learn what's happening in their lives from moment to moment so they can stress a little bit less and smile a whole lot more. Today, I'm going to share with you a mindfulness exercise that is going to help you build up your concentration and your ability to listen. Are you ready? Good. So we're going to first by arriving in a comfortable seat, noticing our body. Remember that sometimes we need to wiggle and shake just a little bit to get out tightness and tension in our body before we can settle into a seat that is comfortable and still. Once you arrive there, maybe you want to keep your eyes open or maybe you close them. Start to notice how your breath feels coming in and out of your body. And now turn your attention to opening up your ears and listening to the sound of this bowl that I brought for you today. I'm going to play a sound. It may sound a little loud at first, but then the sound is going to get quieter. I want you to hear the sound at the very beginning. Listen to it with all of your concentration the whole way through, and when you don't hear it anymore, raise your hand. Ready? Was that easy or was that hard? Did you find it challenging to listen to the whole sound? Sometimes our mind gets distracted by something we see or something we think about or something else that we hear. So the more we can practice mindful listening, the easier it is for us to concentrate on one specific sound. There are lots of things that you need to listen to in and out of school so that you can follow directions, so that you can learn, and so that you can always stay safe. So let's try it one more time. Remember, listen to the sound from the very beginning until the very end. And when you don't hear it anymore, raise your hand. Very nice. That's how easy it is to practice mindfulness, giving all of your attention to something that you hear. Maybe it's your teacher's voice. Maybe it's a conversation with a friend. Maybe it's something that your parents are telling you or the people who take care of you want you to know. Maybe it's just going outside and listening to the beautiful sounds of nature. Whatever it is, next time you hear a sound, give it your full attention. Thank you so much for practicing mindfulness with me today. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Second Step lessons are created by Committee for Children, who owns and controls all rights therein. Permission was granted to district to make and broadcast this video for educational use only by district parents, families, teachers, and counselors with students currently learning via television broadcast due to the impact of COVID-19. No other use of this video or Second Step lessons is permitted. Committee for Children, 2020.
Hi everyone, Miss Davis here. I'm glad you're back.
This week, we're going to talk about different skills that help us learn. We can practice those skills and get better at them too. But let's start with a brain builder. Today's brain builder is called number mix-up. Here are the rules. I'm going to say a list of numbers twice. Listen for the number that is different the second time, and then show me that number with your fingers. Sounds pretty simple, huh? Well, watch out for distractions. Let's play. 2, 4, 7, 9. 2, 4, 6, 9. Hopefully you should be showing me 6. Here's the next one. 7, 3, 0. 7, 2, 0. 2 is different the second time. Okay, let's get a little harder now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 9, 10. 9 was different. Was that a little bit harder? Let's try another one. 2, 3, 6, 7. 2, 3, 6, 8. 8 was different. Let's try one more. 3, 8, 4, 1, 9. 3, 8, 5, 1, 9. Good job, everyone. What skills helped you be successful in today's Brain Builder game? Hopefully you're thinking, focusing attention, listening, and remembering were helpful skills. And it can be even harder to focus and listen when there are distractions, like the sound and images that came across the screen. So today, we're going to talk about focusing our attention and listening. Listening is a really important skill for learning. And to be a good listener, you have to know how to focus your attention. When you focus your attention and listen, you can focus on your teacher, hear directions clearly, and better understand lessons. These skills also help you get along better with your friends and your family. Take a look at this picture. This is Ayako. Ayako didn't focus her attention or listen carefully when her teacher told the class what materials they needed for their art project. Now, Ayako doesn't know what to do. How do you think Ayako feels? Look at her eyes and her arms and her shoulders. She's sad and upset. Show a thumbs up if you've ever forgotten to focus your attention and listen carefully, like Ayako. Yeah, me too. Everyone can learn skills to focus attention and listen. Before you can listen, you have to focus your attention first. And that's a skill that we can get better at. So let's pretend we're Ayako and let's practice. Take a look at this chime. Concentrate. Put all your attention on this chime. Use your eyes, your ears, and your brain to hold your focus there. Tell yourself to ignore the distractions, like other things you might see or hear that could pull your attention away. Like maybe someone's talking nearby, or you hear a dog barking, or maybe there's a TV on somewhere. Try to focus using your eyes, your ears, and your brain on this chime. You're going to hear the sound of the chime, and I want you to listen and focus for as long as you can. When you don't hear the sound of the chime anymore, I want you to touch your nose. If you want, you can close your eyes if you think it will help you focus. Or you can keep looking at the picture of the chime if that will help you listen better. Here we go. Good job. Practicing focusing our attention and listening in a simple way, like listening to a chime, helps us get better at those skills. So let's think of one thing Ayako could do next time she has to help herself focus and pay attention. I bet you're thinking she could use her eyes and make sure she's looking at the speaker. Also, keeping her body still helps her focus, and her voice off. It's hard to hear if you're talking too. Those are all ways to help listen and focus attention. And they're ways to be respectful, whether we're trying to talk with our friends or listen to our teacher. So next time Ayako focuses her attention and she listens to the directions. When she listens, she remembers what she hears and can think of what questions she wants to ask. These skills for learning help her stay focused and be a better learner. And I know they can do the same for you too. Today, we talked about two skills that are very important for learning: focusing attention and listening. When you focus your attention, it helps you listen. We're going to end today's video with a song called Be a Learner. I want you to listen for the skills we've talked about today in the song, and listen for clues about what skills we might be talking about on Wednesday. See you then.
All right. Come on, listen now. Be respectful. Yeah, yeah. Be skillful. Yeah, yeah. Be a learner. Yeah, 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 yeah. Be respectful, skillful, be a learner. Yeah, yeah. You come to school to learn, but there's lots of things to see and do, so make the most of it. The power is inside of you. Focus attention. Listen with your ears, eyes, and brain. Use your self-talk. Be assertive and you will gain. The lesson is starting up. Your eyes and ears are focused in. When someone starts to talk, show your respect by listening. Focus attention. Listen with your ears, eyes, and brain. Use your self-talk. Be assertive. Yeah, be respectful. Yeah, yeah. Be skillful. Yeah, yeah. Be a learner. Yeah, 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 yeah. Be respectful. Be skillful. Be a learner. Yeah, yeah. Ha ha, yeah. I think you got it. Keep saying attack. Ignore distractions. That's the key. And when be sure to ask assertively. Focus attention. Listen with your ears, eyes, and brain. Use your self-talk. Be assertive and you will gain. Be respectful. Yeah, yeah. Be skillful. Yeah, yeah. Be a learner. Yeah, 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 yeah. Be respectful. Be skillful. Be a learner. Yeah, yeah.
Hola chicos, soy la señorita Silva y soy una maestra en la Escuela de Inmersión Claremont. Estoy súper contenta de estar con ustedes nuevamente para nuestra lección en casa con APS. El tema de hoy es estrategias de la resta. Aprendamos juntos. Estrategias de la resta. Comenzaremos esta lección de matemáticas con una actividad llamada ¿Cuál no pertenece? Mira los 4 números a continuación y piensa cuidadosamente sobre cuál no pertenece. Piensa en los motivos por los que no pertenece y por qué los otros 3 números sí pertenecen. Cualquier respuesta a esta actividad es una buena respuesta siempre que puedas explicar tu pensamiento. ¿En cuál estás pensando que no pertenece? Te voy a dar unos segundos. Yo voy a utilizar la oración de abajo para responder a esta rutina numérica. No pertenece porque yo creo que 43 no pertenece porque 9 más 16 es igual a 25. Por lo tanto, el 43 no pertenece. Recuerda que hay más de una respuesta correcta para esta rutina numérica. ¿En cuál número estabas pensando tú que no pertenece? Objetivo de aprendizaje. Hoy, lo que tú podrás hacer es, yo puedo determinar la diferencia de 2 números enteros hasta la centena. Vamos a repasar muy rápido valor posicional. Esta es la unidad y recuerda que la unidad vale 1. Después de la unidad sigue la decena y vale 10. Y por último la centena que vale 100. Tú vas a poder determinar de nuevo la diferencia de 2 números enteros hasta la centena. La resta. La resta es la diferencia entre 2 números y usa los siguientes términos. En el ejemplo a continuación vemos 98 menos 41 es igual a 57. El número mayor en la resta siempre va primero y el número mayor, el 98, se llama minuendo. El 41, que es el número que le estás quitando al 98, se llama subtrayendo. Y por último, el resultado es la diferencia entre los 2 números. Recuerda que la resta es el inverso de la suma. Eso es muy importante. La primera estrategia que vamos a utilizar hoy es la estrategia de la base 10, que son con los bloques de base 10. Mi ecuación es 348 menos 125. Voy a empezar por dibujar el número mayor, que es 348, para después quitar 125. Voy a representar primero 8 unidades utilizando cuadrados pequeños. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 y 8. Ahora voy a pasar a la decena. Tengo 4 decenas. Eso quiere decir que voy a contar de 10 en 10 hasta llegar a 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. Y por último tengo 3 centenas. Y las centenas estoy contando de 100 en 100. 100, 200, 300. 348 representado en bloques de base 10. Ahora estamos quitando 125. Voy a empezar por quitar 5 unidades. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ahora voy a quitar 2 decenas. 1 decena, 2 decenas y por último voy a quitar 1 centena. Ahora voy a ver cuántos me sobran, cuántos me quedan. ¿Cuántas unidades me quedan? 1, 2, 3. Excelente, 3 unidades. ¿Cuántas decenas? 1 y 2. 2 decenas. ¿Y cuántas centenas? 1 centena y 2 centenas. La diferencia de 348 menos 125 es 223. La siguiente estrategia que vamos a utilizar para resolver la ecuación de resta es la recta numérica y vamos a contar hacia adelante. Tengo 219 menos 143. Voy a dibujar la recta numérica primero. Y quiero empezar contando por el número más pequeño, que es 143, hasta llegar al número más grande, que es 219, para saber cuál es la diferencia entre los dos números. Primero, quiero dar un salto de 2 unidades. 143 más 2 es 145. Ahora quiero dar un salto de 5 unidades. Y mi número es 150. 145 más 5, 150. Ahora quiero dar un salto, voy a utilizar decenas, 5 decenas, un salto de 50. 150 más 50 es igual a 200. ¿Y cuánto me falta para llegar a 219 si tengo 200? Fantástico. 19 unidades. Voy a dar un salto de 19. Y llegué a 219. Empecé por el número mayor, que es 143, hasta llegar al número mayor, que es 219. Para saber la diferencia, ahora tengo que sumar los números que conté hacia adelante. 50 más 19 y 2 más 5 es 7, así que voy a aumentar 7 unidades. Y voy a sumar todo junto. 0 más 9 es igual a 9. 7 más 9. Muy bien, 16, 6 unidades y una decena, así que llevo 1. 5, si lo aumento 1 se va a convertir en 6. 6 más 1, 6 decenas más una decena es 7, 70. La diferencia, voy a escribirlo de nuevo aquí, de 219 menos 143 es igual a 76. Ese es el resultado final. Esa es la estrategia de la recta numérica contando hacia adelante desde tu número más pequeño hasta llegar al número más grande. Por último, vamos a utilizar la estrategia del algoritmo para resolver la siguiente ecuación de resta: 792 menos 373. Voy a empezar por las unidades. Tengo 2 unidades y voy a dibujar palitos a un lado para ayudarme a restar. Tengo 2 unidades y le voy a quitar 3 unidades. ¿Tengo suficiente? Muy bien, si tengo 2, no tengo suficiente para quitar 3. Esto quiere decir que me tengo que prestar de la siguiente unidad posicional, que es la decena. Si le quito 1 al 9, Ahora me quedan 8 decenas y la decena que le quité, que me estoy prestando, pongo adelante es el 2. Ahora tengo 12 unidades. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. ¿Tengo suficiente para quitar 3 unidades? Excelente. 1, 2, 3. Me quedan, ¿cuántas unidades? 9 unidades. Ahora tengo 8 decenas. Voy a dibujar los palitos de nuevo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Y le voy a quitar 7 decenas. ¿Tengo suficiente para quitar 7 decenas? Vamos a ver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bien, me queda una decena. Y por último, tengo 7 centenas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y le quiero quitar 3 centenas. Me quedan 4 centenas. La diferencia de 792 menos 373 es 419. Reflexión. Hemos repasado diferentes estrategias para resolver ecuaciones de la resta. Muestra 2 estrategias diferentes para encontrar el resultado de la ecuación. 538 menos 447. Algunas de las estrategias que puedes considerar son la estrategia de la base 10, recta numérica o algoritmo. Espero que les haya gustado la lección de hoy. El tip de matemática familiar de hoy es utilizar diferentes recursos que tengan en casa para ayudar a sus hijos con la resta. Para este ejemplo, voy a utilizar una tabla de 100 para ayudarme a resolver la ecuación de resta. Si tú no tienes una tabla de 100 en casa, no importa, tú puedes crear tu propia tabla utilizando papel de construcción. 73 menos 18, voy a empezar con el número mayor que es 73 y voy a poner ahí mi clip de papel en el 73. Y ahora tengo que restar, eso quiere decir tengo que quitar 18 para obtener mi resultado. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 y 18. Mi resultado es 55. Para el siguiente ejemplo voy a utilizar una cinta métrica para resolver la siguiente ecuación. 27 menos 9. Voy a empezar colocando un clip en el 27 y voy a contar los espacios atrás, 9 espacios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 y 9. Y mi resultado es 18.